It's rare that a mid-round draft pick trade sparks widespread NFL chatter months after the deal. But the Dallas Cowboys seem to have done just that, and then some, with their acquisition of wide receiver George Pickens. What started as a relatively quiet third-round pick exchange has morphed into a full-blown offseason headline, and league executives across the NFL are still praising the move like Dallas just unearthed a hidden gem. Comparisons are already being drawn to one of the most impactful trades in recent Cowboys history, the 2018 deal that brought Amari Cooper from Oakland to Dallas. That trade rejuvenated Dak Prescott's career, stabilized a sputtering offense, and gave the Cowboys a legitimate top-tier wideout when they were reeling from the departure of Dez Bryant. Back then, Dallas's receiving core was a revolving door of placeholders: Allen Hurns, Deontay Thompson, and Tavon Austin, and Cooper's arrival turned the tide. But here's the twist. Unlike the Cooper trade, George Pickens won't be asked to carry the offense by himself. He won't be forced to step into the WR1 role and immediately become the savior. That job belongs to CeeDee Lamb, one of the league's most dynamic receivers, who has firmly entrenched himself as Prescott's go-to target. Jalen Tolbert, entering year 4, adds more familiarity and depth to the wideout room. For Pickens, that's the perfect scenario. Low pressure, high potential, and an opportunity to thrive without the weight of a franchise on his shoulders. In a recent ESPN Insider column, several NFL executives, scouts, and coaches were asked to identify their favorite offseason moves. The Pickens trade was a name that repeatedly surfaced. One anonymous NFC coach called it a steal. An AFC personnel executive even labeled it the kind of move that gets a team over the hump in the playoffs. That's no small praise, not in a league where personnel decisions are dissected daily under a microscope. For Dallas, this trade isn't just about the talent, it's about vision. The Cowboys have quietly pivoted to a more aggressive front office philosophy this offseason. The acquisitions of quarterback Joe Milton, cornerback Kaiir Elam, and linebacker Kenneth Murray signaled a franchise no longer content with sitting back and letting the market dictate its pace. But Pickens was the crown jewel. A 6'3" explosive playmaker with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. Stylistically, he fits Dallas like a glove. Pickens brings the physical edge and deep ball capability that complements Lamb's precise route running and elite hands. Together, they form one of the more intriguing WR duos in the NFC, perhaps the entire NFL. Throw in tight end Jake Ferguson and gadget weapon Cavante Turpin, and new head coach Brian Schottenheimer will have options. Even if Schottenheimer leans toward his father Marty's conservative, ground-and-pound Marty Ball philosophy, the air attack in Big D won't be ignored. Dallas addressed that issue head-on this offseason. Selecting Alabama mauler Tyler Booker in the first round instantly added physicality and nastiness to the offensive line. In the backfield, the Cowboys rolled the dice on a high-risk, high-reward duo, Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Both have shown flashes of brilliance, but injuries and inconsistencies have clouded their recent seasons. If either can return to form, Dallas might finally have the balanced attack it's been craving since the prime Ezekiel Elliott days. Still, even if the run game sputters early, the Cowboys now have a built-in contingency plan. With Lamb and Pickens flanking the field, defenses will be forced to respect the vertical threat. Safeties can't cheat up. Corners can't press without help. That opens lanes for quick strikes, intermediate routes, and play-action passes, the types of plays Prescott thrives on. Pickens, for his part, seems to be embracing the new chapter with open arms. Concerns about his attitude and maturity that followed him during his time in Pittsburgh have all but vanished. According to multiple reports out of Cowboys camp, he's been a model teammate, engaged in meetings, locked in on the field, and most importantly, building chemistry with his quarterback. "He's bought in," said one team source. "You can see he wants to be here. He's hungry, and he respects the culture." Even CeeDee Lamb, who might have viewed Pickens as competition in a different world, has welcomed him as a partner. The two have reportedly developed a strong bond on and off the field, a dynamic that could evolve into something special as the season progresses. Make no mistake, this isn't just about adding talent, it's about building something sustainable. Dallas has often found itself caught in the middle of a retool and a rebuild, unsure of whether to go all in or hold the line. But this offseason feels different. There's an edge, a purpose, a refusal to let windows close quietly